we all learn from failures. There is no perfect business. There is no perfect decision. Whatever you want to do, try it out, test it. If it fails, move on to another. Hello friends, welcome back to this YouTube channel. Today I want to discuss with you businesses or side hustles that I have started, why some of them succeeded and why some of them failed. The first side hustle that I did was blog writing, which I was doing when I was in school, back in campus. In fourth year is when I started doing writing. And we used to be paid 100 shillings for every 500 words we wrote. And this money used to appear a lot because there was no needs and it was just a student, and getting 100 shillings extra was such a good thing. And we used to write, or I used to write more than 6 articles in a week. So that means I could get around 600 shillings. Or sometimes if I'm not very busy, I used to do 10 articles to get 1,000 shillings. After blog writing, I was introduced again by my friend to academic writing, and it appeared very, very lucrative because we used to be paid 250 shillings for 275 words. Coming from writing blogs where I was being paid 100 shillings for 500 shillings, it was such a huge improvement, and I was happy working as an academic writer. And I've done academic writing for almost 3 years, 3 to 4 years. Personally, I've never owned an account, but I've helped someone manage their account. And it just reached a point I got exhausted mentally because it's academic. You have to think before you write. You have to do intensive research, unlike blog writing where you just read 2 or 3 articles and you get the flow. But for academic, you have to understand the assignment, do your research, add references, format according to the instructions, whether it's APA or Harvard or MLA, whichever that the student wants or whichever the instructions says. When I got tired of doing academic writing, I tried selling insurance. Hey, that one was a tough one because when you start selling insurance policies, the company does not pay you and it does not give you any stipend. So it's up to you. You credit your airtime or you buy airtime. You talk to clients, convince them to buy policies. And when they subscribe or they start paying is when now you get commission. It was very tough. I did it for 1 month plus something, maybe a week or so. I don't remember very well, but I got exhausted and I was like, no, I'm just going to suffer here with no money. And I was also, the reason I moved to insurance selling is because I was tired of writing, of academic writing. So I needed to break that monotony. And I'd also applied for jobs from campus and I was not getting any feedback. And when I got the first feedback was selling insurance. So I tried it, but no, I never sold even one policy. So after being broke and bills are just looking at me, I decided to go back to academic writing. I did academic writing for quite some time and it was paying well because I think this time when I went back to academic writing, I got someone who wanted me to manage the account. So I was getting more money. I was no longer getting 250 shillings per page, but I was getting more because we were sharing a percentage, but I was the one managing the account, looking for jobs, applying or rather selecting the jobs according to the ones that are there, submitting and everything. Yeah, so I used to get a percentage, which was a good thing and I loved it until I got tired again. The fifth business I did was selling blended juice, and I got this money, of course, from academic writing. I had saved a little and I still wanted to break away from academic writing because I was tired of writing. It was not motivating me in any way other than just the money. Nothing else was motivating me. So I started selling juice. I blend juice, I refrigerate, and then I walk and sell juice to people. My customers were actually people, the boda guys. They were the ones who used to buy a lot. And it was a good one because I used to sell almost 12 to 13 liters a day. And I had gotten a hotel that needed me to supply 3 liters of juice every day. So that one was a very good customer. The business was good. The reason I say this juice business ended is because fruits were on season, especially mangoes. Majority of the people prefer mango juice to any other type of juice, and mango is like the key ingredient. Even for cocktail, it's best when you blend mangoes plus passion and beetroot and anything else. So when the mango season ended and I didn't have any alternative, I just stopped. The sixth business that I did was selling shoes. I used to sell mtumba shoes and I used to go for them in Gikomba. And for those who know, to thrift shoes in Gikomba, you need to be there by 6 a.m. Yeah, so I used to make sure that I'm at Gikomba at 6 a.m. so that I can be able to thrift the best of best shoes and come and sell them. The reason I saw this business fail is because of, first of all, thrifting is a lot of work, but it pays. Once you thrift and you come and sell at a good price, then that one can cover that inconvenience. But when I was doing that business, I used to allow people to lend or to take without paying. So the customers can pay me slowly by slowly. And this one is very dangerous for a small business because there is no cash flow. So if 5 customers take shoes and they have not paid, you are not able to go back to Gikomba or to the market to take more shoes. So that's how it died. I think I did it for almost 4 months or 5 months. Then the cash flow was affected because of allowing people to take shoes and they are not paying. So if you're there and you want to start a business, whichever business you want to start, make sure you do not allow people to take your items on credit. Let them pay so that you can have cash flow. The seventh side hustle or business, it's common. If you have hustled in Nairobi and you have never sold any GNLD product, then you are from a rich background. Yeah. So I sold GNLD products, but by the time I was selling them, they had already rebranded to New Life. So I used to get them. I was not, I had not, I had not subscribed to the scheme, but my father was subscribed. So he's the one who used to take those items and then he gives me a few, I sell them. I did it for less than a month and I was like, I can't continue. Why? Because I had to go door to door and start explaining to people why they need to buy it. Was a detergent, why they need to buy it, and why it is beneficial to them and all that kind of thing. And I realized it will not be sustainable because I can't keep on going door to door forever. So it's just like, no, this is not for me. So I dropped that business. The eighth business that I did was selling chapatis and samosas. This business was good, and because I loved cooking anyway, and I love cooking chapatis. But samosas are a bit tiresome, but well, I still enjoyed making them. So I used to make them and sell. But now these ones, I was doing them on order. So people used to order and then I make them and sell. And making them on order helped me not to have dead stock and work with clients who just want my products. Also for the samosa and still chapati, I used also to do home catering. So someone just calls me, I go and prepare everything in their house and then they pay me for the labor. Or if someone doesn't want me to go to their house to prepare, I do everything, then I just sell for them, just like the way I would have sold one chapati. So when I was doing this business, things were not that expensive. The reason as to why this business did not succeed is because I did not have a vision for it. I did not have anyone to help me. So if I am not able to make them, then it means the business cannot continue. And it was not sustainable because how many chapatis can you cook in a day to make a significant amount of money? Yeah, so I dropped that business and focused on something else. The ninth business that I did was slightly before COVID came, and this was housekeeping job, but specifically to organize closet and iron clothes for people. I made a flyer, advertise. I got clients. It was a good job, and I recruited a friend of mine whom we used to go with. We worked together, then I pay them, and the business was good. But the reason I said this business did not continue is because when COVID came and people were cautious of who to let into their house and who not to let into their house, it got affected because there was a lot of fear around COVID. And yeah, we went under lockdown and that's how it died. Even after COVID wave ended, I did not resume, but it was a good business, especially if, because the goal was to position that business for high-end living areas like Karen, Westlands. Yeah, those people don't mind paying for such services, especially the ironing of clothes and organizing their closets. It was a good business, but the momentum was affected by COVID. When I was in school, when I said I used to do blog writing, I also created the Upwork account while I was in campus. But when I came out of campus, I wanted to do different things. The online writing or online work, all remote work was not a thing back then. It was just new and I was not giving it much attention. So after this organizing clothes business failed or got affected by COVID, I was still applying for jobs. Then my parents connected me with another job. I went, but due to COVID also, we went back home and they discontinued us. So it is at this point that I went back to freelance on Upwork. I said, let me now focus on Upwork as a virtual assistant and start selling my services as a virtual assistant on Upwork, because it seems like every other thing is not giving me good money. So I resumed applying jobs on Upwork and virtual assistant, and then from this time, I think from 2020, end of 2020 or September, yeah, I focused on it and I decided to make it my main source of income, as well as doing other side hustles. So my businesses did not end here. I started doing print on demand business where I print t-shirts, I brand t-shirts for individuals, I also brand for corporate. And not t-shirts only, also hoodies, diaries, pen, anything that you can think of branding. I used to do it. I still do it up to now. I brand mugs, I will brand water bottles, anything that you want for personal or corporate items. This business was good and is still good. It was successful because I was able to gather money from the items that I was selling or the services I was offering, and I was able to buy the first printing machine because the vision was to open a place in town and continue with printing. But in the process, an opportunity came where I had to go to Dubai to look for a job there, and it appeared to be a very good decision. So what did I do? I sold the printing machine, and then I went to Dubai to look for a job. But while I was still doing printing, I was still doing freelancing. So I stayed in Dubai, I think for less than a month. Then I was like, I want to go back to Kenya. So I came back. But when I came back, I did not continue with the same vision that I had before I left. But I still continue doing print on demand. Even if you're watching me now and you need items to be branded, you can reach out to me. I will leave my number in the description so you can reach out and tell me whatever item you want. I still do branding. I will also link my Instagram account for the print on demand service that I do. Last year, I started a new side hustle, two actually. Yeah, this YouTube channel is a side hustle for me. I started it last year, and thank you so much for those who continue supporting me and watching my content. And the reason as to why I love doing YouTube videos in the field of personal development and finance is because I have a passion for coaching people and seeing people succeed. I love giving people advice. I don't think I have a friend that I don't advise, even when they don't ask for advice. I'm always giving advice or showing you ways to do things better and all that kind of stuff. So I realized this is something that I just do effortlessly, and no one pushes me to do so. I just do it whether someone takes the advice or not. I never get offended. So I said, let me start a channel for personal development and finance. I also have a passion for finance. I love seeing people making better financial decisions. And yeah, so that's why I'm doing this side hustle. And since I can't say I have succeeded, but yes, I have succeeded, because right now I have over 100 subscribers. I started with 0. So to me, that one is a big milestone, and it's success. But it's success that it's going to be built up. In the next like 3 years, I will be having more subscribers. Another advantage for YouTube is it's a side hustle that is supported by internet. If you have watched my videos on side hustles that you can start, or the ones that I recommend you start, I start by saying a good side hustle is one which is supported by internet, because you will not be limited. You can be able to advertise your products or your services to a huge number of people, and once you put anything on the internet, it's here to stay. The second, yeah, I said I started two business. The second business that I started last year is to sell items on Jumia. I've listed them on Jumia. Yeah, so one is phone cases and the other one is a finger strengthener. Okay, let me just show you those items. Yeah, so these are the phone cases that I've currently listed on Jumia. They are the stitch phone cases, silicone, very good quality. I've sold several on Jumia. I have for iPhone 13, 14, 15, all variations. That is the Pro, the Base, and the Pro Max. And for Samsung, I have for A15, A25, and A55. Let me just show you for Samsung. Yeah, this is for Samsung, the ones I've mentioned. So I'll also leave a link for Jumia for those ones who want to order, and also for the finger strengthener, I'll add a photo. So they come in blue and pink. You can always select the variation from the account. They are really good quality. They are shock. They absorb shock. Yeah, so it will protect your phone from scratching. The business that have failed, or the ones that have stalled, I can say also, when you start a business, make sure you save. Like when you make money, make sure you leave some amount you save, so that in the event you want to change from one business to another, you can easily use your savings to do so. Because that is one thing that I never did in my earlier business, especially, but for the print on demand, I saved until the point I bought the machines. But after that, I was just consuming most of the profit, because there is no cost. Actually, there is no cost when you want to start print on demand, because people pay for the item that they want before you make it. So like, for instance, if it's a notebook and you calculate your costs, it's X, together with branding, the customer will just pay you that amount. Then you go buy the notebook, go to the printing shop and print. So basically, you don't need any money to start that business, but you will need design skills. You'll need to know how to use a Canva or Photoshop or Illustrator, either of the two, or CorelDRAW. You will have to know those skills, because most customers will just send you an image. They tell you, this is what I want you to print for me on a t-shirt. So you have to go and design that item. If it is a photo, you will have to go and remove background so that you can print for them. So it is not a capital intensive adventure or venture or business, but you'll need design skills. Another reason why business fail is doing businesses or side hustle that do not fall within your passion. Like I'd said, for academic writing, it was purely for money, and it was so mentally exhausting, because you have to do assignments, especially when you do your assignment and submit, and then it comes back as a revision. Hey, it just used to be a lot of work for me. So that one, I was doing it purely because of money. There was no passion in it. Another business, another reason as to why businesses fail is not doing enough research, especially when it comes to selling products. You need to do research. Like the one for finger strengthener, I didn't do a good research. I just saw that item. It was selling at a small amount. I was like, okay, if I list this one on Jumia, I sell it, I'll make more money. But I had not carried out research, because that product is for people who have suffered from injury and they are trying to heal their hand muscles. That's when you can use that finger strengthener. Yeah, so in that business, I did not do proper research. So if you want to sell any product, it's good you do research, or you can carry out a pilot test where you can just post the item you intend to sell and see if people are asking about it. If they are, then you know it's a good thing, and then you can bring the items and sell to the people. Thank you so much for watching this video. I believe that you have learned one or two things about businesses. And remember to leave a comment down below, like this video, and share it to your friends or family, anyone who can benefit from this video.